future technology trend that everyone must know right now. Number 1. Artificial intelligence is surpassing human intelligence and potentially becoming uncontrollable. AI can be dangerous if it is not designed, developed, and used responsibly. One potential risk is that AI systems may make decisions that harm humans if they are not programmed to align with human values and ethical principles. Additionally, AI systems may perpetuate and even amplify existing biases. Number 2. Biotechnology advancements leading to the creation of genetically modified organisms that could possess a threat to natural ecosystems. Biotechnology has the potential to be dangerous because it involves the manipulation of living organisms and their genetic makeup. This can lead to unintended consequences, such as creation of harmful organisms or the unintended spread of genetically modified organisms. Additionally, biotechnology has the potential to be misused for malicious purposes, such as creation of biological weapons. It's important for proper regulation and safety measures to be in place to minimize this risk. Number 3. Autonomous weapons, such as drones and robots, being used in warfare. Autonomous weapons, also known as killer robots, are dangerous because they have the capability to make decisions and take action without human intervention. This means that they can potentially engage in action that are not in line with human values or ethical principles. Additionally, autonomous weapons may be vulnerable to hacking or malfunction, which could lead to unintended harm. Furthermore, the use of autonomous weapons could lower the threshold for going to war, as the responsibility for the decision to engage in combat would be removed from human decision makers. Furthermore, it could lead to lack of accountability, as it would be difficult to assign blame for action taken by autonomous weapons. Overall, the development and use of autonomous weapons raises serious ethical, legal, and technical concerns. Number 4. The use of surveillance technology, such as facial recognition, eroding privacy rights. Surveillance technology can be dangerous because it can be used to invade people's privacy and track their movements and activities. This can lead to a chilling effect on free speech and freedom of assembly, as people may self-censor or avoid certain activities out of fear of being monitored. Additionally, the use of surveillance technology can perpetuate and exacerbate biases and discrimination, particularly against marginalized groups. Furthermore, the collection and storage of vast amounts of personal data can create significant security risks, as that data can be hacked or misused by bad actors. Also, government and private companies may use this data to gain an unfair advantage over individuals and groups, leading to a lack of trust and further eroding civil liberties. Overall, the use of surveillance technology raises serious concerns about civil liberties and human rights, and it's important for the proper regulations and oversight to be in place to minimize this risk. Number 5. The development of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, raising ethical questions about the manipulations of the human mind. Brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, are systems that allow communications between the brain and an external device such as a computer or prosthetic limb. While BCIs have the potential to greatly benefit people with disabilities and other medical conditions, they also present certain dangers. One danger is potential for hacking or cyber attacks, which could allow unauthorized access to a person's brain. This could lead to the theft of personal information, manipulation of thoughts or feelings, or even physical harm to the person. Another danger is the potential of unintended consequences, as PCIs can be used to control other devices like weapons. It also can be used for unwanted surveillance or manipulating people's thoughts and emotions. Additionally, BCIs have potential to exacerbate existing societal inequalities, as the access to this technology may be limited to only certain groups of people, leading to further imbalances in power and privilege. Furthermore, BCIs can also raise ethical questions about what constitutes as normal brain function, and who gets to decide what's considered as an acceptable use of the technology. Overall, BCIs are powerful and promising technology, but it is important to consider that potential risk and ethical implication, as well as to have proper regulations and oversight in place to ensure that they are used responsibly and safely. Number 6. Quantum computing, making it possible to break encryption and potentially compromising sensitive information. Quantum computing is powerful technology that has the potential to revolutionize fields such as cryptography, machine learning, and drug discovery. However, it also presents certain dangers. One of the biggest dangers is the potential of quantum computers to break current encryption's method, which would make sensitive information such as personal data and financial transactions vulnerable to hacking. This could have severe consequences for national security and the global economy. Another danger is the potential for quantum computers to be used for malicious purposes, such as development of new and more powerful cyber weapons. Additionally, quantum computing could also be used to simulate materials and chemical reaction at a level of details and speed that is not currently possible with classical computers. This could be used in the development of new materials with new properties, but could also be used to simulate nuclear explosion or chemical weapons. Number 7. Nanotechnology leading to the creation of self-replicating machines, which could potentially lead to a gray scenario. Nanotechnology is manipulation of matter of a molecular and atomic scale to create materials and devices with unique properties and capabilities. While it has a potential to greatly benefit the society in areas such as medicine, energy, and environmental protection, it also presents certain dangers. One of the biggest dangers is that potential for unintended environmental and health effects, as nanoparticles can be toxic or react differently in the environment than higher, larger particles of the same material. Another danger is that potential for nanotechnology to be used for malicious purposes, such as development of new and more powerful weapons. Additionally, the manipulation of matter at such a small scale can be difficult to control, which can lead to unexpected, potential harmful side effects. Number 8. Climate change and its potential to cause severe weather events and natural disasters. Climate change is dangerous because it is causing significant changes in Earth's climate and weather patterns, which can have far-reaching and devastating effects on the environment, human health, and the global economy. One of the biggest dangers is the potential for more frequent and severe extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts, floods, and storms, which can lead to loss of life and property damage. Climate change also exacerbates many things, problems such as air and water pollutions, as well as spread of diseases. It also creates challenges for food production and distribution, which can lead to food insecurity and famine. Overall, climate change is a complex and pressing global issue, which requires immediate and collective action to mitigate its harmful effects. The failure to take action can cause serious and far-reaching consequences for present and the future generations. Number 9. The possibility of global pandemic caused by a highly contagious and deadly virus like COVID-19. Global pandemics are dangerous because they have the potential to cause widespread illness and death, as well as significant economy and societal disruption. One of the biggest dangers is the potential for pandemic to quickly spread across the globe, as modern transportation and global interconnectedness can facilitate the rapid spread of the disease. Another danger is the potential for pandemic to disproportionately affect certain populations, particularly those who are already vulnerable, such as elderly people, people with underlying health conditions, and low-income communities. Additionally, pandemic can also cause disruption to healthcare systems, as well to other critical infrastructures and services such as transportation, food supply chains, and educations. Last number 10. The use of virtual reality technology, leading to the people becoming detached from reality and losing touch with physical world. Virtual reality technology is a computer-generated simulation of three-dimensional environment that can be interacted with using specialized equipment such as VR headsets. While VR has the potential to greatly benefit society in such areas as education, entertainment, and healthcare, it can also present certain dangers. One of the biggest dangers is potential for VR to be addictive and to have negative effects on mental health, such as anxiety, depression, and social isolation. This can be particularly concerning for children and teenagers. Another danger is the potential for VR to be used for malicious purposes, such as the spread of misinformation, or for cyberbullying, or to manipulate people's thoughts and emotions. Additionally, there are also potential physical dangers associated with VR use, such as eye strain, headaches, and even seizure, especially when using VR for prolonged periods of time. Those are 10 scariest future technology trends that you must know right now.